This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 25, in the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, "And there shall be signs in the sun, and the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, where perplexity, the sea, and the waves warm." This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9, and it reads, "But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by end." Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Okakadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching his word truthfully and sincerely, and shalom to the Abyan, scattered the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. I say shalom to you Abyan out there. And this is a sit-down lesson that I wanted to bring out, a news article from ArabNews.com, and it reads, 9 dead in a clash between Yemen security forces and tribesmen of Abyan. And it reads, the clashes erupted in Abyan's Modia. A security-built soldiers encircle a village and demanding the local tribesmen give up at least 15 suspected of Al-Qaeda militants. Commander Mohammed Qassam Atawa, the Armenian Valley has been a safe haven for Al-Qaeda for a very long time. We will not let them gain a foothold. I meant to say Slovakia. And it says, and at least 9 people were killed on Monday in a clash between Yemen security forces and local tribesmen suspected of sheltering Al-Qaeda members in Yemen's southern province of Abyan, if I pronounced that right. Regions and local officials said the clashes erupt in Albania's Moundia as a security-built soldiers encircle a village and demanding that local tribesmen gives up at least 15 suspected Al-Qaeda militants who have prepared a fatal ambush on a pro-independent forces on a nearby road. The tribesmen denied sheltering the you-know-what and launched an attack which resulted the killing of 5 tribesmen and 4 soldiers. Mohammed Qassam Atwa, if I pronounced that right, commander of the Abyan military X's, told Arab News on Tuesday that hours before the tragic battles with the tribesmen, one of his soldiers were killed and another was wounded when their vehicle triggered a roadside bomb by the militants in the Amarian Valley of Abyan. And at least 15 militants opened fire on the military vehicles transporting the dead and wounded, killing 3 security officers and injuring 7. The attack then fled to the neighboring village of Al-Bukhara. They took refuge inside the village after assaulting our men. We plead with the tribesmen to give them up and inform them that we have come to safeguard them, the Abha says. The tribesmen refused to request the retaliated with gunfire and the security personnel accusing them of breaking into their homes and detaining residents. Local have complained about the arbitrary arrests and raids by security belt personnel following attacks and roadside bomb detonating, despite their agreement over the expansion of Al-Qaeda in the area. The Armenian Valley has been a safe haven meant say Slocky, for Al Qaeda for a very long time. We will not let them gain a foothold, Abyan said. 5 months ago, the pro-independence Southern Transitional Council launched a military offense to drive Al Qaeda militants from their hideouts and military facilities around Albania's expansion mountains and valleys, including around military. Yemen's military members were met with lethal guerrilla tactics used by militants in Albania highlands and valleys, including the placement of roadside bombs, landmines, the IEDs, as well as a hit and run operation that killed at least 70 people and injuring more than 175. It says Yemen's you know what expert Saeed Abid Al Jamid told Arab News that the militant groups has been significantly weakening through the operations by military and security forces, deflections, and dwindling financial resources. He added that the militants planting a landmine roadside bombs were evidence of Al Qaeda's proof of poor military performance. The group's military effectiveness on the ground has deteriorated, and its operations have evolved into lightning assaults by attacking a military post or laying roadside explosives. Activists that do not even approach the level of guerrilla warfare that the group employed in its early phase, Al-Jimi said, but adding that the decline does not indicate that Al-Qaeda will perish. The Yemen analysts argued that the separatist forces combating Al-Qaeda in Albania has been exaggerated their military accomplishments against the you-know-what organization while underestimating Al-Qaeda's risk and its long-standing alliance with local tribes. Opponents of the group exaggerated in the media about obtaining sweeping and defensively trumpets over it, but the group is still active in some parts of those places and may score achievements which may surprise the armed forces following it, the Al-Jamahi says. This is the book of Mark 13, verse 7. Book of Mark 13 and 7 through the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, and when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must need be, but the end shall not be yet. Right, because you have these nations rising against nations, different tribesmen, different clashes of territorial in these regions between these two different organizations, different nations, and that's what we're seeing. Like proxy wars, territorial disputes between this other side against the other side. That's why the increase of nations shall rise against nations, and that's what we're seeing. And the wars and rumors of wars are heating up around the world, especially in these war-torn countries like the Middle East and other places around the world as well too. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. Right, because you're going to have a increasing of these things that's, taking place on the planet Earth, like I mentioned again, with the proxy wars, commotions of wars between different nations and different kingdoms, different organizations, and territorial clashes that you're gonna have of these different organization groups against these other groups over there. So you're gonna have different clashes in many different categories. And that's continual increases of wars or rumors of wars, and nations against nations and kingdom against kingdoms. And that's what we're seeing taking place on the planet Earth. And it's going to continue to increase more and more and more. And as you see right here, had 9 dead in clashes between Yemen security forces and tribesmen in Abyan, if I pronounced it right. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying. And with that, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakar. Double honors to the elders for preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Abyan, scattered through the 4 corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. Until next time, I will say shalom.